In this video, I'm gonna go over the energies that are coming in for the year 2020 coming up. So right off the bat, I already feel a lot of energy coming through in this reading because 2020 is a major year. It's in new cycles. It's in the beginning of new cycles as well. So I'm gonna focus my main cards on the tarot, and these cards are gonna give us additional guidance and kind of like insight into how to deal with the energies that are coming in. Alright, so let's get into the beginning of the year. So we have here the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is all about nostalgia. It's like a deep feeling of nostalgia where you feel like you are somehow reconciling the past. And in this case, we're reconciling the past 10 years, an entire decade. We're learning to appreciate all the good and all the bad that came with it. It's a very deep letting go of what was and what has been. And children always embody hope because, they are the future. I want to say that the first couple months, maybe for some of you, even up to 6 months, you're going to have a feeling of nostalgia, almost as though you are making amends with the past. Because remember, this is not just 2020, this is a new decade. So in order to flow into a new decade, you must really let go of the old one, right? We would hope that you would let go of the old one in order to not repeat the same karmic cycle that has been. There's a deep need for forgiveness, especially for your childhood. I know most of us have not had the best childhood. At least most of us had a childhood. Some people never even experienced the innocence of being a child. Unfortunately in this world, things like that do happen. So it's a feeling of forgiveness, of reconciliation, and really making amends with the past. For the beginning of the year 2020, in addition to feeling like it's a very nostalgic period, it's almost as though we're celebrating what's to come. We're planting seeds because, again, these are children, and children represents hope. So we're planting a new, almost like turning a new leaf. I'm drawn to leaves in the card, and the new hope is the flowers being given to each other. So I'm hoping that makes sense to you guys. Again, this is a general reading. This is not like a specific, ultra specific reading for each and every one of you. This is an overall energy field reading. Let's move on to the middle of the year. Wow, oh my god, this is the best card in the entire tarot deck. It is a star. The star card always signifies blessings, going with the flow, guidance. It's almost as though you are shining bright like a diamond, the entire energy that we're creating right now. It feels as though all the celebratory energy that we're creating and generating throughout the world for 2020 is going to be fully experienced by the collective consciousness of the masses in the middle of the year. So remember, energy takes time, especially in the physical plane. It takes time to fully manifest. So what I'm seeing is that right now we're like in a reflection mode, and by the middle of the year, it's almost as though we wake up fully and we're like, oh my god, we're in 2020. This is a new year. And here in the middle of the year, we're like fully woke. We're like connecting to our higher self. We are healing ourselves at deep levels. And the healing is available to everyone who wants it. That's what I'm feeling, especially from the water. Water represents healing, represents spiritual growth, it represents life force. And we're surrounded by that in the middle of the year. I also want to point out the fact that the star represents our wishes. And it's almost as though our greatest wishes are gonna come true. It feels as though the universe is in our favor. And we just have to believe and wish upon that inner star. And remember, the star is inside you, not just outside you. So wish upon the star and believe that this is the message I'm giving for 2020. It's almost like you're growing from child to full adult within like 6 months. and this is on an energy level. I also want to say the star is all about you transforming. I'm just gonna say a lot of people are saying 2020 is a year of vision. 2020 being like the physical vision, and obviously that has its merits. But for me, I'm reading that the year 2020 is a year of transformation, because it's almost as though you're planting the seeds of these flowers, of these, manifestations that you want to create for yourself. And now they're in full bloom. You see the potential, you see the vision. And obviously you have to have vision for that to happen. But that you're not just envisioning it, you are experiencing it. You're becoming who you're meant to be, if you allow it. So I'm gonna move on to the general energy of the end of the year, which we have here is the Tower. These cards are meant to be symbolic. So I know the Tower is always scary and oh my god, the end of the world. No, it's not. So the Tower is all about breaking patterns, especially patterns that have been fortified for many years and decades. So I'm seeing that the powers that be, in government and, around the world is being broken down. And in order to create change, right, we need to break our patterns. And sometimes it doesn't feel good. It feels like our world is turning upside down. But, when that happens, typically what's really happening is that your world is turning right side up. Even though the thing is that you're not used to it being right side up. You're so used to it being upside down. It's really about you destroying any psychic trauma that's keeping you from flourishing, that's holding you back. Whether it's people, whether it's a place, whether it's a thing, maybe, it could be an addiction. But on a global scale, I'm really seeing, this being as more on a global, like I would say more governmental scale. Because, and I just realized just now that 2020 is the election year. I don't want to make a solid prediction. It seems to me that the powers that be, however you want to interpret that, are gonna be dismantled in a very swift and almost like holy crap, this I can't believe this is happening. So the Tower is really breaking everything down in order to rebuild itself in a whole new way. It's really, I feel like 2020 is all about creating a new world for ourselves. Because and like I said, in order to create the new, we have to destroy the old. So that's what I'm seeing. I wanna pull another card just to kind of define this more. I wanna really define it. Let's see what this next card has to be. Okay. Wow, okay. Yep. So my confirmation, these are the cards talking at me. The Devil is about control. And, like I said, the powers that be, the ones who think that they're in control are not really in control. We just give them that power. So I just want to point out really quickly that the Devil, the Tower, and I believe the Death card, those three cards are the cards that really scare people away from tarot. But, they're symbolic. They're not the actual energy. They're just, these are actually representation of that energy that's in the world. And without light, we cannot have dark. And without darkness, we cannot have light. So it's really, that's why I love the tarot. The tarot gives us a very balanced and well-rounded perspective. And I just want to kind of define this more. So here we have two slaves, right? Apparent slaves. Take a look at the chain around their neck. It's loose. That tells you that at any moment, these two individuals who think that they're slaves can pretty much take off their chains and walk away. So the Devil is about control, about abuse of power, and like I said, the powers that be are going down. So I just want to pull one more card from the tarot just to kind of define it a little more. Let's see, the Knight of Swords. Yep, Knight of Swords. So a very immature, fast-talking person who, they're going down. I'm reading this card on December 21st. And as of today, someone in power has been impeached. So, it's not looking too good for them, and especially for the year 2020, it's not looking too good for them. And again, I want to emphasize that this reading is all about the energies that are at play in the year 2020. It's not a direct personal reading. It's more of the energy that we all collectively have to experience together. Okay, so let's move on to the guidance cards, because I want more insight, I want more guidance as to how to deal with these energies right here. Alright, so let's see what guidance we have for the year of 2020. Alright. Oh, wow, I love this card. Master Buddha. Let me see if you guys can see that. Perfect. So Master Buddha is increased awareness, a deeper connection and trust of your inner voice. So 2020, especially in the beginning of the year, is going to ground us into our own inner voice, our own higher self, especially by us releasing the past and really embodying the future and becoming who we really are, who we're meant to be, you know. And I also want to say that it's almost as though the masses of the mass consciousness is waking up. It's waking up to what the light versus darkness in the world. And this is a really good thing, you know, and it's gonna help change and birth a new world. Like I said, 2020 is the beginning of an entire new way of being in the world. I also want to emphasize something, that the last 2 decades have changed the entire world, right? I mean, we have the internet. The year 2010, we had the birth of social media. It's almost like a social media explosion. So the next 10 years is even more increased awareness, more new technologies, more connection with each other, and at a massive scale. And that's what increased awareness is all about. And this is an exciting time to be alive, for sure. So I want to move on to the next card. We have, oh wow, I love this card. Archangel Gabriel Leadership. And it says here, it is time for you to assume your, I want to say throne, but you know, the leadership power and position, and lovingly guide others. And given the fact that we're dismantling towards the end of 2020, the power that be, we are seeing new leadership. Leaders who are connected to higher consciousness. That's what that aura above her means. People who want to spread the good news, you know, which I'm seeing with the trumpet, who are tapped into ancient wisdom, which I'm seeing with the stone hinges right here. You know, these cards, you know, they speak volumes in their symbols. But I'm seeing new leaders rising and taking their rightful place. You know me, I want to be dramatic. You know, they're taking their place on the throne of the entire world. So, but honestly, like, I'm seeing new people, new stories, these new people who are really in touch with their inner selves, and in touch with the people, are truly going to be the ones to help create and forge a new world. And I also want to say that the fact that the leadership is in this reading is also a personal invitation to step up your game, to step into your true position of power. Look to see in your life where you're lacking power, where you're giving power away. You know, take that power back and use it for good. You know, it's time for all of us to collectively become who we really are. And when I say who we really are, I mean divine creators. I mean, we fully take full responsibility of what we're creating for ourselves and for each other. So it is time for us to become the leaders that we're born to be. You know, the fact that you are listening to this means that you are a natural divine leader. It is time for you to rise up, to spread your wings, your literal ethereal wings, and fly, and help other people fly as well with your increased awareness of who you really are. Okay, so now let's move on to the next card, which we have Earth, grounding. Yeah. So I'm seeing a lot of earthy symbols here. And in order to fly, we must be fully grounded. So 2020 is a year of grounding ourselves. It's the foundation of our life path. In order to reach upwards, you have to ground yourself. Because, if you're trying to reach upwards into the higher plane of consciousness and you're not grounded, all you're going to do is lose yourself in the higher planes. Because it's very airy, very ethereal. And a lot of people get very, not lost, but very caught up with glitz and glam of the higher planes, which we see with the stars are on. So you want to ground the energy. You want to make it practical. You want to ask yourself, hey, all these insights that I'm getting here, they're really, really awesome, really, really cool. But how do I apply it to my life? How do I make it real? That's what grounding is all about. Making things real, being practical, balancing your checkbook, balancing yourself, also getting into your body. Are you exercising? Are you drinking enough water? It's just being very practical. In order to channel a new energy into your life, there's a need to be prepared for that energy. So are you training? Are you mentally training? Are you physically training? You don't have to be an athlete, but you do want to be fully grounded in order to sustain these new higher energies that we're channeling here at the start. So I want to invite all of you to take steps for your own health and well-being by doing the basics. Go back to the basics. Here we have the farm, and the farm is all about, the basics, the foundation. What truly powers you is your body. I hope I'm making sense with that. So let's now go on to the final card. And we have 13. Oh, my lucky number, my favorite number. 13, by the way, is the energy of the moon. It's, it's how many phases we have in an entire year. So that automatically means for me, like hands down, pay attention to the cycles of the moon, because the cycle of the moon is going to be very strong in 2020. It's going to be very, a lot of you are going to be very sensitive to the moon energy. You don't have to be a teen wolf to be sensitive to it. By the way, that's a show that I'm watching right now, but yeah, I digress. So the card here is called coherence. And it says here, the frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. So hands down, these two are like talking to each other. And coherence is just another word for alignment. And here we have sacred geometry. This symbol is the Metatron cube, and also known as the flower of life. Basically the embodiment of the seed of life. In order to create new things, planting seeds here, you gotta do just that, plant seeds. There's an emphasis here to work together, harmony. I'm also seeing and feeling that leaders throughout the world are going to become more harmonious with one another. There's going to be an almost dismantling of our old way of thinking, of how we approach war with each other. I feel like that consciousness is going to be eradicated, by the end of the decade. Hopefully, that'd be amazing. Imagine in a world of war. And, it may take another war to end war itself. I also want to say that in order to create a new reality, we have to work together and create harmony with each other and be able to understand each other on a deeper level. See that as I step back and look at these cards and feeling the energies that are coming in, I'm seeing that it's 2020 is all about you taking your power back and really stepping up your game, honey. We need you. We need everyone to step up their game, to be who they really are, to radiate their light into the world, their star power. It's a time to be visible. It is said that everyone is a universe in and of themselves, and I really do believe that. But my universe affects your universe, which affects mine universe. We all affect each other at some level. We may not feel it, we may not see it physically, but we do affect each other. And I think 2020 is really gonna be almost like awakening. I feel like everyone says awakening every year, but really, it's gonna be a clarity. I want to go back to 2020's vision. It's almost as though we're gonna wake up and see the fact that we really do affect each other on a very quantum level. So I hope this made sense to you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. This is your reading for 2020. And with that said, guys, I hope that you have an amazing, wonderful, happy new year and an amazing, incredible, and epic 2020 New Year's. Alright, guys. All my love to you. Many blessings, endless blessings. And I will see you in a new video. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. Love you guys.